All right, welcome back to the next part of prepositions. Yes, we'll be picking up a couple of more prepositions in this lesson. Now, basically, in our all previous lessons, I'd always told you that we'll be discussing about prepositions sooner or later. So today, in the couple of previous lessons, we had already begun discussing about them. So once we are through with the prepositions, you will be able to frame sentences without thinking, what preposition shall I use? And I do stress you will not need to rely on the English prepositions to determine the German ones. You will understand the German prepositions by themselves according to the logic. Yes, so these few lessons are very important to be able to do that, so that you understand why are you using a particular preposition that you're using. Okay, so we'll be looking at the preposition an, and an is loosely you could be interpreting it like on. Yes, like we'll meet us on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yes, it's basically to determine days in terms of time. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be looking at it as at when it comes to position. Yes, the logic of at is when you are as close as possible to a particular thing. Like, for example, you can't really go on the Bahnhof, which is train station, where the train stations itself, you can just be at it. Yes, at the platform. Flughafen, you really can't go at the hangar of the airport where the plane is arriving. You can only be at it where the plane comes. Yes, so at the airport, at the train station, and exactly the same at the bus stop. You can't be at the bus, you can't be on the bus stop where the bus stops. You can only be at it. Yes, as near as possible. Yes, you can also not be on the beach, you can be at the beach. You can't be on the border, you could be at the border, or any water body like Gewässer, Fluss, Meer, See, all these water bodies, you can't really be on them, but you could firstly just say you are at them. Yes, perfect. Okay, now until and unless, of course, you're riding a ship or something or swimming in them, otherwise you can always be at them. Okay, now with that in mind, let's understand and let's get started with the time. Time in Wechsel prepositions is always dative. So we have already written here, always dative. So we meet us on the weekend would be wir treffen uns an. We'll write an, and then Wochenende is neutrum. It'll be dative. So dem, der, dem, it'll be an dem. So we could write an dem together as am. Yes, am. So that's a Verkürzung, abbreviation of an plus dem, not an abbreviation, it's like a compact form of an dem, it's am. Yes, am Wochenende. Wir treffen uns am Wochenende, we meet us on the weekend. Der Film kommt on Friday, so it'll be an dem Freitag, and we'll write it together as am Freitag. Very good. Why am? Because Freitag is masculine, Tag, and it's like an dem, so am. Yes, dem, der, dem. Masculine is dem, so an dem together makes am. Okay, on Friday we remain at home. That means Friday. On holiday, Feiertag, we remain at home. Again, Feiertag is masculine, so we'll say an, and masculine is dem, dem, der, dem, but we'll write it together as am. Am Feiertag bleiben wir zu Hause. On Wednesday, there is a government holiday, staatlicher Feiertag. So how do we write? Mittwoch is again the name of the day. Day is masculine. So an dem Mittwoch, or we could write it together as am Mittwoch, gibt es ein staatlicher Feiertag. Gibt es einen staatlicher Feiertag. Okay, fantastic. So this is basically whenever you're dealing with days, any kinds of day. It could be a day of the week, could be a holiday, it could be any day, you'll always say an, yes? Okay, now moving forward, we'll also be dealing with position, space, and direction, yes? So let's find out. First, the question is wo. I sit at the table, yes? Sitzen is basically to sit, yes? Genau. To be sitting, to be precise. I'm sitting at the table. So, wo sitzt du? Ich sitze. Now you can't sit on the table. Yes, normally you can only sit at the table, so as near as you can be. So you'll say ich sitze an, and then Tisch is masculine. You'll write dem, der, dem. You'll write it together. Am Tisch. Ich sitze am Tisch. I'm sitting at the table. I am at. Okay. I am at the window. So basically, wo bist du? I'm at the window. Ich bin. Now it's dative. Yes, wo. So it'll be an dem Fenster. We could write it together and write am Fenster. Yes. Okay, now, wo bist du? Ich bin an der Grenze zur Schweiz. I am at the border to Switzerland. Yeah. I'm at the border to Switzerland. So how will I say it? Ich bin an. Now, wo bist du? Dative. So it will be treated as dative. Grenze is feminine. Dem, der, dem. Den. So it will be der. Yeah. Very good. Ich bin an der Grenze zur Schweiz. That's the way you say to Switzerland. Yes. Ich bin dash Bahnhof, Strand, Flughafen, Fluss, See, Meer. Wo bist du? I am at the train station, beach, airport, river, sea, or ocean. Yes. So ich bin am Bahnhof. I'm at the train station. Yes. Or the other ones. Genau. Fantastic. Now we could also do with wohin. So wohin setzt du dich? Where do you put yourself down, or where do you seat yourself? Ich setze mich an. Now dich is masculine and the question is wohin. It'll become accusative. So ich setze mich an. So give me the right answer. Dich is masculine, accusative. Den, die, das, die. It'll be den. Very good. Ich setze mich an den Tisch. Now I go at the window. Now wohin gehst du? Ich gehe an das. Ich gehe, let's write an, and Fenster is Neutrum. Let's update this. So it will be accusative Neutrum, den, die, das. So we'll write here das. Ich gehe an das Fenster. You could even write an das together. You could write ans. Yes, ans Fenster. Ich fahre an das Grenze zur Schweiz. I drive to the border to Switzerland. So basically, fahren is to change in position and movement as well. So it's like accusative. Grenze is feminine. So it's accusative feminine. Den, die, das, die. So we'll pick up die. Ich fahre an die Grenze zur Schweiz. Okay, I go at the train station, beach, or airport, or river, or sea, or ocean. You always will say they're all masculine. So it's all accusative because the question is wohin gehst du? Change in position, the verb. Yes. So ich gehe an den Bahnhof oder an den Strand oder an den Flughafen, an den Fluss, an den See, an den Meer. Fantastic. So this was the preposition an, and okay, we can squeeze in another one. Let's do auf. Now, auf could be determined like it has got nothing to do with time, but in space it's like on. Yes, just like the English on. Auf. I'm sitting on the chair. On. So you could be on a mountain. Yes. You can be in the mountains when it's plural, or if it's a single mountain, you could be on the mountain. Yes. Ich bin auf dem Berg. You could be on a tower. Ich bin auf dem Turm. You could be on a level. Ich bin auf dem zweiten Etage. You could be on a floor, Stock. You could be even on places like, let's say, Parkplatz. Yes, Sportplatz, Spielplatz, or Insel. What do they mean? So basically, on is used for all places which are either raised, like the mountain and the tower and the etage or Stock, like level or floor, or they are uniform and open. What places are uniform and open? Like the parking place, Parkplatz, Sportsplatz, playing ground, Spielplatz, yes, sports ground, playing ground, Spielplatz, or even the island. Island are open and uniform. So all the places which are open and uniform, you're on them, or if they are raised, you're on them. Yes, you can go on them, you can be on them. So let's find out. Let's find out the question. Wo bist du? I am on the mountain. I'm on the tower. I'm on the floor, on the level, on the parking lot, or the sports ground, or the playing field, it'll always be ich bin auf. They're all masculine, so I'll write auf dem Berg, Turm, Etage. Okay, Etage is feminine, so we could say an der Etage. All dative, yes? Auf dem Sportplatz, auf dem Spielplatz, auf dem Parkplatz. All of them dative. Now, if you're on the island, island is feminine, die Insel. So you could say ich bin auf. Now, what would be the answer? It's dative, so it's dem, der, den. Den we'll write there. Ich bin auf der Insel, I'm on the island. Now, you could say I'm on the sports ground. You could say ich bin auf dem Sportplatz. It just got repeated. We already did it, I suppose. Okay. Now, the same, I could ask you wohin. Now, if you're going to any of these places like a mountain or a tower or a, let's say, a level or a floor or a parking lot or Sportplatz, Spielplatz, like sports ground, playing field, or an island, you'll always say I'm going on it. Ich fahre auf, and it's accusative, wohin, auf den Berg. Berg is masculine, den, die, das, so it's den. I go on the tower, ich gehe auf, tower is masculine, den, die, das, so it'll be again den. Ich steige auf das Stock, zweiten Stock, so basically Stock is masculine, so again it'll be auf den zweiten Stock. I park on the parking lot, ich parke auf den Parkplatz, or I go on the sports ground, ich gehe auf den Sportplatz. So in all, I could just tell that whenever you are in a place which is open and leveled, or it is raised, you can either be on it or you can go on it. So this is John Berlin signing off, and we'll catch us again with a new pair of prepositions. Until then.